I decided this year to go all in on the things I really love doing. I believe that very advanced leaders, advanced souls, we don't want advices anymore. We don't want all of that shit. What we want is mirrors. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm really looking to be more unapologetic with the way I want to show up online and in real life. I feel like I've been mimicking a lot so that it works, and it does not work at all anymore for me. Sometimes, I don't know if you have that too, but sometimes I'm very manic, very outward, extroverted, excited, inspired, and sometimes, especially in winter, I'm more inward, introverted, slow, chill, calm, and turns out I can't perform the same identity all the time. I just can't. And so it has been a problem in my content creation because I thought that I needed to be always the same so that my brand stays stable, my message stays stable. But I can't be consistent with the same personality forever. I can't. Since I'm born, I maybe had like 1,000 different personalities, more or less dark, more or less constructive, more or less destructive. So it's not because I became an entrepreneur, it's not because I'm building a brand that all of a sudden I'm able to fix my identity. I can't do that. And so the same way I cannot fix my accent, I cannot fix my language, I cannot fix my tone, I cannot fix the way I look. Sometimes I gain weight, sometimes I lose weight, sometimes my English is almost perfect, sometimes it's lame, sometimes I'm very enthusiastic, sometimes I'm very low. And the thing is, the show must go on. I really understood, I think this year, that creating content, it's really not about fixing an identity, it's more about accepting the vastness of all the identities that are about to pop up online, because it's a long-term game, and so you cannot play a persona for such a long-term game. And so there's kind of a letting go of having this perfect polished message where it's always the same and it's structured. And for a long moment I thought I was probably too messy, too inconsistent to build something consistent. Turns out I'm consistent at being inconsistent. Turns out I'm consistent at shifting identities. I'm consistent at evolving and expanding. And so this is my brand. I'm building a movement. My brand is like a formless movement, something that is always evolving. And the more I own changes and the fact that there is impermanence is really on brand for me, the more I feel safe showing up no matter what is the personality, the state. And so sometimes I can really follow a structure for a YouTube video and be like Q&A and having like an introduction, a development, a conclusion, and I make my point and I'm in that energy. And sometimes I do that and it does not feel good at all, and I don't feel confident doing that. It feels off. And so yesterday I came here in my office. I'm in New York currently for like some kind of sexy immersion in New York because I really want to build a company here in the USA. So coming here and starting belonging here is part of strategy for my company here. And so I've rented a space in this co-working, and it's Sunday, and so it's the perfect moment. And yesterday was Saturday. It was also the perfect moment to come and record a video here. And so I tried a form where I was like answering questions and making a point, and I felt like shit. It really didn't feel natural at all. And so today I was like, okay, let's contemplate. I'm trying to force a form in a moment where I'm more in a formless vibe. So let's align with the flow of what I have inside right now so that I can feel confident and grounded in what I am doing. I can show up with this imperfect flow because that's the vibe, that's the phase of the moment. I was really thinking, as a very creative person, how can I make that a leverage? How can I build a very solid company with that type of personality? Because there's two ways of seeing that way of being. You can see it as a flaw, a problem, because then this inconsistency creates like on and off signals, and it's not healthy for the longevity and the sustainability of your cash flow, of your reputation, of everything. Or you can see it as the brand itself. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one being really tapped in a collective and channeling the movements of the collective. And so when you are channeling, like receiving informations, change is part of the message. And so I would not be surprised that in 2 months you see me doing a very structured, fiery video in in a super nice studio. As long as I see it as an asset for my brand, as long as I see it in a way that is constructive for the longevity of my business, it's really a matter of perception whether we want to see something as a problem or as a solution. And I really made it a priority this year that the things that are quote unquote not good or aligned with building a company will actually become the solutions of my company. And I really want to guide as many people as I can to own their very specific way of building and creating and expressing and managing and leading. I think artists give themselves the permission to have their own way of building projects. Even the way they build projects is creative. But us entrepreneurs, we tend to want to follow frameworks. We listen to these big gurus online that have like these big strategies where they say the more you do, the more you get, the more you structure, the better it is. You need to know where you're going, blah, 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 blah. But actually, there is also the artist way where you're the rule maker, you're the context setter, like you're the one saying how it's gonna, like you're leading even the way it's gonna manifest, you know, you're creating the framework. And there's a big sense of relief in seeing this inconsistency of my brand and my personality as an opportunity, as a solution, as probably a subconscious collective thing. So it definitely feels way better today to speak and to do this video because it's coming from a place of truth, not from a place of I need to do that and say that, and so it makes me think of what I was trying to say yesterday, which is kind of also a good point, is that I decided this year to go all in on the things I really love doing and to completely let go of the things I don't like doing in all the fields of running a business. So HR, recruiting, content creation, financial stuff, pricing, building products. I do it my way or the I way. And so superficially, it looks like a bit messy and a bit slower, but I think deep down, that's how you build something very, very, very long term. Because if you are the person in charge of this project, of this company you're like leading for the next 30 years, I believe that you will burn out, that you will disconnect from it if you're not fueled by loving what you do and loving yourself doing it. So it might take a bit more time to find your own frameworks. It might take a bit long time to observe and contemplate and be very intentional about everything you do and to reduce the noise. It might feel a bit empty at the beginning, a bit like what the fuck am I doing? But that's the moment you know you're about to create. That's when you have this blank page and it's just you, your dick and your knife. It's an expression in French that I love, ma bite et mon couteau. And that's why I believe that very advanced leaders, advanced souls, people that have done the work, people that are fed up with self-development, people that have done the psychotherapy, have done the ayahuasca, have done the strategic workshops, have done the courses, very advanced people. We don't want advices anymore. We don't want frameworks. We don't want done for you or done with you. Like, we don't want all of that shit. What we want is mirrors. We want people that are so rooted in their authority and their power and their sovereignty that they remind ourselves that we can actually be rooted in our power, sovereignty, and authority. And so the more I go from psychologist to business coach to business mentor to actually just being a mirror. And people are valuing that and paying for that. So I'm basically more and more paid to exist. And that's how I came up with a new program called the Reflector. The Reflector to me is the embodiment of the mirror. It's me stepping into the highest calling of my soul. It's basically me being in the middle of a circle of very, very intelligent people for a month where we will have like 12 sessions. And during 12 sessions, I'm neither coaching, I'm neither giving advices, I'm not teaching, I'm not none of that. I'm holding space and I'm mirroring. I'm just mirroring. So it's radical responsibility with radical responsibility. Equal power in the same room. I'm the one building the container. I'm the voice of the collective for 4 weeks, 12 sessions. But the group itself gives the answer. And I'm just there to mirror, to reflect. So basically that's what I am doing since 10 years, but I have never labeled it that way. The way I guide people is very specific and I really act as a mirror, and I think that's the next evolution of facilitating, guiding, co-creating, co-working, co-creating. It's mirroring. I really believe in that. And so it's not something I know how to label precisely yet, but I know that after the reflector, which is from 1st of April to 1st of May, I will know exactly what it is all about. So for now, it's kind of an experiment. That's why I made it at a very affordable price, and you can find the link in the description box of this video if you want to see what it is about. It's a program that will be in French. I'm sorry if you speak English, next one will be in English, but this one is in French because all my clients are speaking French and they're going to be the first testing this new program. But if you feel like joining and you're speaking French, you can apply, you can buy on the description box. And so I know that after that program, I will have better words to talk about what being a mirror means, and it might become an actual method. Why not? Because I really believe that advanced people, advanced leaders are fed up with like digging into the why and the who, and they just want mirror execution, mirror execution, mirror execution, mirror execution. Less mind jerk off. So yeah, that's the thing I'm believing in, and in the meantime, I'm very happy to share about that. Thank you so much.